back here with Alexis Galarneau on the Slice. Alexis, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. And you?
Doing great. You have been traveling a lot. It's only March, and you've been to Australia, Portugal, India, Bahrain, California, and Miami, and maybe some other places in between.
Yeah.
So what's that been like, and do you have any travel tips or hacks that you can kind of share with us less experienced travelers?
Yeah, tons and tons of travel for the start of the year, but been all great places because, I got to experience new tournaments, new places, and that feels like it energizes me.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe the one tip that I would give any travelers is to get as much sleep as you can, on the plane, and maybe getting some melatonin, for the flights or for your first day when you arrive, I think can be beneficial.
You've had a busy year, like you were saying. You've won 15 matches though on the Challenger Tour, and your ranking's almost back up to your career high. So in general, how's your game feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling great about this year. The start of the season has been great for playing matches, working on some stuff in my game, and there's no better ways to test those things out in matches. So I feel like, every week I'm putting pieces together, and I feel like I can crack the top 100 this year and get to the next level.
Yeah, and I guess one question I did want to ask was, I've followed your career very closely, and you've had some. Everyone has tough losses in Australia, maybe a tougher loss there with a close ending.
Yeah.
But how do you kind of mentally bounce back, because then you come from that tournament and you play 5 or 6 great tournaments in a row, playing good tennis, beating really top players. How do you mentally forget about the losses and move forward?
Yeah, I think if it was just up to me, I would take the loss a lot harder than I actually did. It's the first time that I actually kind of acknowledge or see that I did bounce back really well from a tough loss in Australia, serving for it. It's a place where I like to play and feel like I can go deep, so was definitely a little bit disappointed. But I think my team did a great job, giving me talks about all the positive things, and that's the biggest thing for me. It's taking the positive and bring it with me for the next tournament, and I thought I did a really good job with that.
Yeah, you did, and that's a huge part of being a pro, I think. Hey.
Yeah.
Speaking of pros, Canadians, I feel fairly patriotic this year. And how good has it been for you to see your friends Dennis and Felix really find their groove again in 2025 and really shoot up the rankings?
It's been great. It's been great. I know they had great off seasons, and they were prepared for this season, upcoming season, knowing as well that they knew they belonged to the highest level of tennis, and seeing them succeed early this season has been awesome to see, and they're fun to watch. So it's always good for Canadian tennis, and even for us other players from Canada, it pushes us to also play better and try to keep up or really catch them up.
Yeah, that Canadian pride. All the rising tide lifts all boats. That's what they say. Yeah, like Dennis. Like, did you watch any of that tournament in Dallas where Dennis was playing? I feel just lights out, and was kind of untouchable there.
Yeah, that's Dennis though. I feel like when his game is clicking like that, it's he can beat anybody. I've witnessed it or experienced it in practice a few times at Davis Cups, and it's been. I think he's got a great team surrounding him, and they'll do great things this year.
Yeah, awesome. And just a quick this or that, getting to know Alexis Galarneau. Grass or clay?
Grass.
Federer or Nadal?
Nadal.
Forehand or backhand?
Backhand.
Serve out wide or tee?
Out wide.
And would you rather lose in straight sets or in a third set tiebreaker?
In a third set tiebreaker.
And lastly, Drake or Kendrick?
Drake. Canada.
Canada, Drake. I heard he might be performing at the World Cup, the upcoming World Cup. He will one up Kendrick. Super Bowl, World Cup, Drake. I don't know, that's just what I've heard. But anyways, thanks for being on the Slice again, Alexis. We're wishing you all the best in the coming months.
Thank you.